Manti Teo. Is that how you say it? Like Monty, but only Polynesian? Anyway, brother, my name is Dan Quinn, and we have a lot in common. USC was my first choice, and I signed a letter of intent to go to the Trojans, and they fucked up, didn't give me a job, then didn't let me get a release. So I called the NCAA anonymously and said, if the school did this and this and this and this, would they get in trouble? And the voice on the other end of the phone was like, oh yeah, who is this? And I went click, I hung up the phone. And then after I got my release from USC and went to Notre Dame, that same voice called me on the telephone saying, whoop-de-whoop, if you don't give up the goods on USC, you might lose a year of eligibility. So I ended up ratting out USC and came to Notre Dame under a cloud. Anyhow, I got catfish too, brother, so don't be embarrassed by it. Tara Chow was supposedly my long-distance girlfriend. Anyway, make a long story short, Manti, I make the greatest stop in the history of Notre Dame football, and I get fired for it. Lou Holtz was shaving points. He ordered me to stay home and look for a sweep on 4th and inches. I was an outside linebacker. I came in as an outside linebacker and stayed as an outside linebacker, unlike you, because I could cover running backs and wide receivers man for man. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, I catch a diving tailback for a touchdown, or prevent a touchdown, and I get fired for it, and I quit football on the spot because with my criminal connections in the underworld, I would have had coaches killed. Anyhow, I hear that you have several relatives that have died from cancer. I've discovered a miracle, 2 of them as a matter of fact, Monty. 1, Stevia splitting water into a natural gas, whose exhaust can be turned into the fountain of youth if you remove all of the floating soap that's at the end of the blend. And stevia curing cancer, diabetes, and obesity when consumed in massive amounts on a regular basis. And number 2, the fountain of orgasm for women, homeboy. And you can play this on your wife, and when her pelvis starts to attack your face, know that it's a miracle that's surpassed by the stevia miracle, which can save this planet. Press down and up on her G-spot at the same time. 2 fingers inside and up to the bottom of the G-spot on the left side of her pelvis, or on the right side of her pelvis, so you're using your right hand's fingers, and then with your left hand wrapped around her thigh, pressing down below her belly button on the right side of her belly, feeling those inside fingers and massaging in a violin action is taking women who have been raped and couldn't orgasm to over 100 in 1 hour. Yeah, it's a miracle, the fountain of orgasm for women. And stevia curing cancer, if I was an NFL guy, I would be listened to, and stevia would already be a household name for being the cure. But because Notre Dame kicked me out for an attempted rape that was so ridiculous, their attorneys told my attorney that they had advised their client to settle within $20,000 spent. The priest of the hall's testimony proved I was innocent, Monty. The girl's testimony was that her cries for help couldn't be heard. And the priest's testimony, when he knocked at the door in this 3 to 4 minute time window when I was alone with this girl in my room, was that it was silent. He knocked, knock, 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 knock. Dan, are you in there? And we went silent because we could get, as you know, in trouble for being behind a closed door that was locked. And the freshman of the hall escorted us out to the bus. I gave her a kiss goodnight, and I thought everything was fine. And it turned out she was the younger sister of the roommate of the girl that I bitch slapped the year before after she attacked me. And I got suspended for 2 semesters. That was after Coach Holtz had already fired me for making the greatest stop in the history of Notre Dame football. So they were trying to tell me to leave. I said, fuck them. I came back to school. I was going to box, not play football. And so with all of Notre Dame's core family values, they expelled me for an attempted rape that never happened, homeboy. Yeah, that's how traditional and upstanding Notre Dame is. So blood is on Notre Dame's hands and on Lou Holtz's hands, because stevia cures cancer, diabetes, and obesity. How many millions of people have died since I discovered that miracle? Countless, millions. And you could use your fame to help get that famous and lean down the Polynesian population, which is decimated with obesity and diabetes, and probably cancer too, because cancer feeds off sugar, and you homeboys love that. Yeah, I'm gonna get it famous, and I won't target Notre Dame with my words, and I won't try to ruin their recruiting after I win the Nobel Prize for my stevia discovery. They don't give that Nobels for a sexual miracle, but I would win one if they did.